Why using overdrive or distortion pedals with your synthesizer? Here's why. That's pretty boring. It has this kind of flat tone, pretty plain. So we're going to use the microFreak, and we're going to use a bunch of different pedals, from just standard overdrive pedal. We're going to use distortion pedal. We're going to use a fuzz pedal as well, and we're also going to use some digital modeling pedals. This one here, the Line 6 M9. And for spicing things up, as usual, we're gonna use the Triplegraph, some octave pedal, and digital delay. Let's check it out. So here's what we're going to do. The microFreak is plugged to the Triplegraph, and the Triplegraph is going to add one octave below. So instead of this, whenever we want to, we have this. It's already better. It has this fat sound. So after this one, we have this switch, but we're using it as to split the signal. So we always have the clean sound before we go to the pedals. We have always that in the mix. And then the other output goes to this switch. And this is going to switch between what we have to the left and what we have to the right. To the left we have all analog pedals. So the first one is this one. This is an overdrive. It has two modes. This is a classic mode, this is a modified mode. So this is pretty much the tone you would get if you were to plug the synth directly to a guitar amp. And after this one, we have the angry driver, which is kind of like an overdrive distortion. So it has two pedals in one. The first one is the blues driver, and it's this one. So, clean sound, blues driver. A little bit like an overdrive. And then we have the distortion pedal. This is the angry Charlie. And we can use them in several ways. What I like is to have both of them in parallel. So we have both. We have the blues driver and the angry Charlie. And after this one, we have the tone bender. This is a fuzz pedal, some kind of distortion. So clean signal. Now the fuzz pedal. Think about Rolling Stones, Satisfaction. That's the kind of sound. And then after this one, we have this digital delay. This is always on. It just makes things more. It makes it wider. For instance, this is no delay. This is delay. So bear with it. For instance, the fuzz. This is just the fuzz pedal. Fuzz and delay. Way more interesting. Now let's go to the digital world. Now we have the M9, which is a Stonebox modular, and we're gonna have an overdrive here, and we're gonna have a distortion. So first the overdrive, clean signal, overdrive, and we also have a heavy metal distortion. We're also adding a delay at the end. Sounds bigger. That's it, so we're gonna jam a bit. I'm gonna play a very basic riff, and then I will start switching them on little by little. I'm gonna use the Triplegraph, then one here, then one here. I'm gonna combine these two at the same time as well, the tone bender and the overdrive. You will hear the difference. And that's it, so let's jump into it. As you can see, we went through a lot of different tones and it starts to get really interesting. So we turn a flat sound, a really plain tone, into something more interesting. Sometimes it's just the pedals were just enhancing the sound. Sometimes they were distorting the sound totally. And that's where you get interesting textures and nuances with your tone. So I totally recommend you try every digital synth that you have with some distortion pedals. They could be analog pedals or they could also be digital pedals, doesn't matter. As long as you can modify the sound and modify the tone, you can get a lot of interesting things. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you learned something and I hope you're going to try to add some overdrive, distortion, or Fuzz pedals to your synth setup. Go make some music, don't read the comments, and have a nice day.